Hi eternity lifers, I'm Daniel. Sorry, I will read the text from the phone, cause it's my first video on English language. Do you ask yourself about life in some other region? What's values in that region? Why they are like we know them? Yes, I know many English speakers are very self-oriented and do not interested in phenomenon and news from other places. And in some part, it were a comfortable position. But let me explain what it is life in a region not so development like West Europe or United States. When you see the process of culture formalize not only your nation but another's, and that another nation more culture development and have more culture construction of human being, and when you see so big differences in the level of culture development and fossilizing some culture by others, it creates very fairly feeling about future native civilization. And some people who couldn't resist that fear becomes self-hateable. Because in comparing of their native culture and culture of development countries, which we understand maybe not so complete and therefore do not see the age of that civilization, but understand ideas of that civilization, values, in compare with culture hegemon, where native culture looks very ugly, silly, sick, weak, in some part gruesome. And they separate themselves with their native culture and think that can make them stronger. But I think some things like native culture can be banished from us, and that's why to be self-hateable it very stupidly. Frankly, I can say that I haven't some influence from that person. That's why I want to say you about some culture differences between civilization and how some globalization instruments eliminate them. Of course, firstly, is films and movies. Because mostly of them, I mean movies of good quality, made in United States. And frankly, I think it's the most dominant of instrument of globalization in modern world. Because it have really huge audience around the globe. Secondly, books. Of course, it goes in a couple with the first, I mean movies. Thirdly, human rights and ideology. Do not think that I don't like human rights, civil society and individual rights. But I do not choose that European philosophical conception can be strong in not so culturally and linguistically developed countries, or not so fast as we can imagine nowadays. In some point, I want to explain that some countries can't afford individual method because they don't separate from traditions so strong as European or American ideas. Thank you for watching. I hope that not last my video on the English. Goodbye, eternity lifers.